Good evening. This is the Anchorage Municipal Platting Board, and today is September 1st, 2021 at 6:30 p.m. May we have roll call?
Clayton Walker.
Present.
Don Porter.
Present.
Jana Weltzine.
Present.
Karen McGillivray.
Present.
Kevin Cross.
Present.
Valerie Ritz.
Present.
You have a board, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Due to concern over large gatherings amid the COVID-19 outbreak, community members are encouraged to provide testimony via email or telephone. However, in-person attendance is now permitted. The Platting Board encourages anyone wishing to provide public testimony via telephone to email planningphonetestimony@anchorage.gov by 2 p.m. of the day of the meeting. Please provide your name, phone number, and agenda item number or title for which you wish to provide testimony. The subject line should read phone testimony. The secretary will phone you at the number you have provided, and you will have 3 minutes to provide testimony on each item you wish to speak on, or 5 if you are speaking on behalf of a group. Please do not submit case comments to this email address. All documents listed on this agenda are available online at www.muni.org/watchnow. For auxiliary aid, services, or special modifications to participate, please contact the meeting secretary to request reasonable accommodations at 343-7576 or fax 343-7927. That's fine. We'll next take up next item of business, which is approvals. May I have a motion to approve the action summaries? So the action summary from August 4th, 2021 been noted in the minutes. We'll next turn to minutes. May we have a motion to approve the Wednesday, August 4th, 2021 minutes? We're still on action summaries on our, that's okay. May I have a motion to approve? Kevin Cross is a motion, Valerie Ritz is seconded. Are there any comments or corrections that anyone would like to offer? Is there any opposition to approving the minutes as presented? Seeing and hearing none, the motion passes. We'll next turn to special order of business, disclosures. Do we have any disclosures for case S12624, CJM Properties, LLC? Seeing and hearing none, we will next move to informational items. We have informational items, abbreviated plat action summaries for July 29, 2021, August 2nd, 2021, and August 9th, 2021 to reflect in the minutes. So with that, we will now turn to new business. The Planning Board meets each month on the first and third Wednesday, except on holidays as regular. Did I miss something? I didn't see anything on my consent agenda.
Correct.
See, let the minutes reflect, we did consider whether we had anything for consent agenda and found nothing, so we moved on to new business. If we fail to complete our agenda tonight, the board will carry over the remainder of the agenda to the following meeting. The procedure by which the public may speak to the Planning Board at this meeting is after staff's presentation is complete on public hearing items, I will ask for public testimony on the issue. People who wish to testify will follow the time limits established in the Commission Rules of Procedure. The petitioner is given 10 minutes, including the time of their representatives. They are allowed to reserve part of their time for rebuttal. Representatives of groups, community councils, PTAs are given 5 minutes. Individuals have 3. When your testimony is complete, you may be asked additional questions by the board. You may only testify once on any issue unless the board questions you further. Any individual may have appeal rights relating to any action we take. Appeal of this decision or of any conditions is governed by Anchorage Municipal Code 2111-304. The decision of the board at the scheduled public hearing becomes final 7 days after the decision is made on the record, unless a written request is submitted to the Planning Division prior to the expiration of the 7th day, asking for a written decision based on the record made at the hearing, and the request is accompanied by a written notice of intent to appeal. Adoption of the written decision by the Planning Board becomes the final appealable decision, and within 20 days of the final appealable decision, an interested party must file with the municipal clerk either written motion alleging new evidence or changed circumstances under Anchorage Municipal Code 2111-503, or an appeal of the board's final appealable decision under 2130. With that, may we have staff's presentation on case S12624, CJM Properties LLC.
Thank you, Chair. This is a request to amend a previously approved plat S12582 to modify conditions of approval number 5 and 7 to remove the requirement for lighting at the intersection of Snowflake Drive and Mesa Place. The plat was to subdivide one lot into 6 lots in one tract. The six lots within this subdivision are zoned R6, which are in the Class B improvement area. Snowflake Drive and Mesa Place are designated as local streets in the official Streets and Highways Plan. Per AMC Table 2108-2, street lighting is not a requirement within Class B improvement areas. The Hillside District Plan promotes a concept of limited lighting standards to help preserve the dark sky character of the Hillside area. The Rabbit Creek Community Council has submitted comments in support of moving the requirement for intersection lighting. The original conditions of approval are stated on page 12 and 13 of your packet. All municipal agencies have no objection to this request. The Traffic Department has no objection to modifying conditions 5 and 7, with complete details on page 3 of your packet. The Traffic Engineering Department would prefer that the intersection lighting requirement remain as initially requested due to existing road grades and the proposed new T intersection. However, we'll defer to the determination of the Platting Board on the requested modification of the original summary of action. One late comment was received in support of the request. The Planning Department feels that this amendment to remove the intersection street lighting requirement will align with the surrounding neighborhoods as well as the Hillside District Plan, and therefore recommends approval. The original conditions placed on Plat S12582 remain in effect and are not modified. I'm here for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Does the board have any questions of staff at this time? Seeing and hearing none, may we have the petitioner's representative?
Hi, my name is Grant Matthews, M-A-T-H-E-W-S with Triad Engineering. I represent the petitioner. I'll make this short and sweet since I think I'm the only one here tonight. Basically, this is an instance where there was a requirement for street lighting that we were kind of surprised at, but didn't have ample time to work through it with staff on the first approval. But at the original platting board public hearing, there was a lot of public testimony requesting that the streetlight be removed, and we kept hearing that after the case was approved. So we went back to planning and the other departments and talked through submitting for this amendment to remove the streetlight. And all departments have no objection to this request. The road is, as Carly mentioned, the intersection is 2 local rural roads with very low traffic volumes, and the residents would prefer to keep their dark sky character as mentioned in the Hillside District Plan. Happy to answer any questions you might have. Thank you.
Thank you, Grant Matthews. Do we have any questions for Grant Matthews at this time? You have 8 minutes and 34 seconds for rebuttal.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And we'll now take a caller.
Hello.
Hi, is this Diane Holmes?
Yes.
This is the Platting Board calling for your public testimony on case S12624. Are you calling as an individual or a representative of a group?
I am representing the Rabbit Creek Council, but I don't think I'll need 5 minutes. I can
Okay,
say it very quickly.
Okay, if you can state your full name for the record, you can begin.
Thanks. I'm Diane Holmes, and hopefully you have read the Rabbit Creek Council's letters in your packet and those of neighbors. I believe that the traffic department is still in error in their recommendation that there be a street light here, although I know the staff report has made their recommendation to eliminate that requirement. So I hope you will consider the Title 21 and the Hillside District Plan and all of the other codes that we enumerated in our letter to remove this. It certainly is not needed. I think that the Title 21 was really meant for streetlights to be at major intersections, and this certainly is not. So I hope you have read our carefully prepared letter. We actually began on this issue in January when we first learned of the requirement. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. And do we have any questions from the board for Diane Holmes? Thank you, Ms. Holmes.
Thank you.
Just to be certain that there's no one hiding in the chairs, is there anyone else in the room who wishes to speak on this matter tonight? Seeing and hearing none, Mr. Matthews, you may speak in rebuttal.
Yeah, just to follow up a little bit on Ms. Holmes' point, traffic does mention that they would prefer that the light remain, but they have no objection to the request, and there's really no code requirement stipulating that the light be there. Title 21 requires it for intersections with collector roads, which this is not. I'd just like to thank staff for their work on this, and that should do it.
Thank you. With that, does the board have any questions for Mr. Matthews? Thank you for your presentation tonight. With that, the matter will now rest with the board. Kevin, would you like to state your motion?
Yes, regarding case S12624, amending case number S12582, River Hills Estate Subdivisions, lots 1 through 6, Tract A, with modifications of condition 5 and 7 to eliminate intersection lighting. I move to approve the amendment of the plat subject to the following amended conditions to S12582. Number 5, enter into a subdivision agreement with private development, and 7, resolve with private development the intersection configuration at Mesa Place and Snowflake Drive.
And as stated on pages 4 and 5 of the staff's packet.
That is correct.
Great, and that's been seconded by John Wilson. Would you like to speak to your motion?
Yes, I'll be moving to support this motion. It's been clearly established that it's under Class B development. It's not required. The light is not needed. It's neither wanted by the neighbors nor by the Rabbit Creek Community Council, and removing so falls in line with the Hillside District Plan, and therefore I will be seeking to approve.
Thank you. Do we have any other findings from the board? Guess I'd like to make sure we've made the finding that the design criteria manual with respect to rural roads when they meet each other do not require a light, that the traffic load there is small enough that the light isn't going to be needed, that, like you said, the Hillside District Plan, Policy 14-0, and goals number 2 and 5 state that the dark sky, night sky in the Rabbit Creek area is one of the features that they're trying to maintain, and therefore there was no street lighting is in table 210802, and so I would also be supporting this motion. With that, is there any other comments? Then we'll call the vote. And the motion has passed. Are there any appearance requests? Any other persons to be heard? Any reports from the chair, secretary, or committee? If not, we will stand in adjournment. It is now 6:48.